So Medivh gone. Not usually what you'd expect on Battlefield, but maybe they felt like Medivh was really throwing a wrench into everything they were trying to do last game. Which I'll admit he was, but a big part of that had to do with their strategy of staying in the death zone so much. And that was just not an effective thing to do into Medivh. And that's not a factor in this map, so Abathur ban. I mean, makes it easier to split soak during the Immortal, but like this game or this Battlefield tends to be really important to be able to team fight before 10. So I'm glad to see them switch. No, come on, come on. I don't know about that. Yeah, but there's a good pick on maps like Curse Hollow because you can give up objectives early and still like not have it have an effect right away, like, and come back. On this map, like Abathur can mine up the center and make it hard to do rotations, and he can get experience in Immortal, but you're not going to be able to race effectively or defend effectively because you're always going to be 4v5 early on. And giving up early Immortals, like, I feel like this would be like a real power play if like let them pick Abathur and then counter pick Sylvanas. So at least you have like a 4.5 versus 4 during the Immortal fight, and if you win it, like you push keep with the first Immortal. Like pre-10 Abathur, like before he gets Ultimate Evolution, I don't see him as a viable ban on this map. Maybe I'm missing something. I'm not, GM, post GM. I'm not HGC top 8. But it is curious, I'll say that. So Hanzo gets a lot of value on this map with his PvE damage, scatter shot on the Immortal. And as I mentioned in Town Hall Heroes, it actually was buffed with the spread shortening because more of the arrows could hit the Immortal more easily. Like they actually buffed his like boss marking power because of that. Which is insane because he was already amazing at it. Genji is great for this map aside from Immortal racing because he can put lots of pressure on the enemy team and make it so they can't race. He can rotate really quickly and fuck with the solo laner. So I'm wondering if they want to pick up their other damage here with Greymane, Kharazim etc. Kharazim's great on this map. Was not particularly impressed with the Kharazim play last game, but I don't know how much that had to do with their healer. Overall, this is a more standard draft, like I would be expecting from last game. However, unless they're planning on banning it, this leaves Greymane open for Team 12. And that's probably what they're thinking they'll take. Oh, really? They're planning on banning it. Why wouldn't they just take it? They must have something in mind. And it's clearly Vala. Not really. So, if I'm Gale Force Esports right now, I'm pretty bewildered by that. you'd think, like, Greymaine's the last good PvP damage hero left. And on top of that, he's great PvE as well. He can race the Immortal really well. And they have next pick, so you'd think they'd... You're thinking, like, oh, we've got to ban Greymane this round. There's the Uther. I don't think Team 12 would have taken Uther here. I mean, they've already got Sanctification. And it's not like having more invincibility is overkill somehow, but they clearly have a plan in mind, and I'd be trying harder to, like, decipher what it is. Also, why would they ban Uther? Why didn't... my food's here. I'll be back. But they should have taken Uther themselves. Because they've got Genji, ETC, it makes way more sense. Okay, so Lucio counters Dragon Blade, and it's just sustained healing. Malthael is good race. This is kind of lackluster to me. I was expecting more interesting. I hate these picks. Tracer and Kerrigan are bad race. They don't have the sort of support that they need. I hate Tracer without Tassadar. Like, I think she's just a little bit weak without, like, specific support heroes. And same with Kerrigan. Let's see. Kerrigan's not terrible because they don't have a lot of CC for her. But at the same time, she also doesn't have, like, an enabler. Like, again, for the they're compounding the problem. They don't have an Uther or Ethereal like ETC and Genji like to have, and they're just adding another hero that wants that sort of support. It's like 4 of their heroes have like specific combos that make them way more effective and synergistic. Blaze here is just memery. But, yeah, Team 12 is just playing the counter game. Just like everything that gets picked, they're like, well, we'll just pick a generally good hero that also has good options against what you're doing. The one advantage that I see for Gale Force Esports is that Team 12 is kind of light on Mosh interrupts. They've got Lucio Boop if they do the quest and he gets it updated or done by 10. They've got Genji's Heroic, and that's it. I'm pretty sure Blaze gets stunned if he tries to use his engage on ETC while he's moshing. That's it. That's their whole advantage in this game. They have bad racing heroes, and they have combo pieces without the supports that they need. Whereas Lucio counters Kerrigan and Greymane, or Hanzo. Oh my god. Lucio counters Kerrigan and Genji's AoE like ultimates. Malthael races really well. Blaze is just AoE damage, like it's fine. Tyrael also counters. I forgot to say, Sanctification technically counters Mosh, and I don't think displacing him with Holy Ground turns off Mosh Pit, but he can sanct his team post Mosh to try and get them out of it. Sanctification just counters Dragon Blade and Kerrigan as well. And Hanzo is just generally great on this map, and also just one of the best assassins to pick up. I think Gale Force got thoroughly outdrafted here, which is not good because they're also the stronger team. There's a place in my town called Chango's. It's like a Mexican joint. They have such good queso cheese. So much so that I'm not even going to be embarrassed about being a fat guy licking the lid of his cheese dip on stream. It's so good. Fucking drink's empty. T12, it looked like they had a slight lead, but I guess it was just a delay in the wave clear. Wow, they're going crazy aggressive. But I guess they have to. It's a 4-1 versus a 2-3. Let's see if I can figure that out. Lucio, Hanzo, Blaze. The siege in this 3-man seems really light. But then you got Tyrael and Malthael top. Yeah, both teams just give up. They have terrible siege. Gale Forces is probably like a little better. But no, like, I think you just go for the mercs here. It's just... Malthael does terrible damage against buildings. Lucio does nothing against building. Hanzo doesn't do anything against buildings. The multi-shot, like, it just bounces off of buildings. And then it's the same problem on the other end. ETC doesn't dive towers without minions very well. Greymane, Kerrigan, they're not terribly good at sieging, although they're probably better than Team 12. But here comes the race. And, yep, it's going pretty well for Team 12. Why are they defending now? Also, why would you ever use your dive and try to hit Tracer as Blaze? It's the slowest power slide of all time. Ah, okay, they're delaying trying to get this camp. Really weird. Also, I should probably move my camera out of the way while I'm in the game. Really passive Immortal phase. My goodness. I'm surprised Team 12 is just not just committing on this. Pre-10. There we go. There you go. Ooh. Really great Tyrael juke. I guess the rationale here is that Hanzo's most of their race, and he can race while poking. He can do it really safely. It just takes more time. And so they're not sacrificing anything. In fact, they're playing super safely. And now they're realizing it. They're like, oh, we're just slowly losing even worse than if we had just raced. Wow, that's incredible. I imagine Gale Force won't do. So they don't even have the ability to effectively defend like they're immortal against this composition. Because Hanzo's arrows can just come bouncing in out of the ether and chip away. Yeah, and typically it's a lot harder for melee compositions to fight under the mortal. They have to dash past it and engage, but their comp is just not as strong. And they're about to hit 10. They might take this keep with the first immortal. Oh, here we go. Here's the dive that I was talking about. And Tyrael just provides so much speed. Lucio provides speed. They can just disengage at a whim. And now here are the ultimates. They're probably going to just take this fort. Like, move their advantage further ahead. He went Bunker. That's awesome. Hopefully we can see some... Bunker is a crazy ult. One second, I'm going to talk... Where did... Oh. 1 second. Okay, so Bunker is a crazy ult. Let's say Hanzo's execution bar is like here. Lucio's like here. Malthael's like here. Blaze is like here. Tyrael's like here. Whatever. Arbitrary figures for how difficult each hero is to play. You throw Bunker into the mix, everyone's just bumped up slightly because they all have to this like ice block effect that they have to manage. And, like, predict... Oh, God. GFE definitely needs a play like this. Ooh, and the camp invade. That's bold. That was a really, really aggressive bush strat, too. Like, all the way in enemy territory. That was a really cool move by GFE. Oh, Goku doesn't make it into the sound barrier. Ooh, great bomb. Leap out. Not enough. I think that was a point-blank scatter shot that finished Kerrigan off. Great angle. That was a real bummer for them about the sound barrier. Yeah, Team 12 turned that around from after the pick. It was very expertly done. Aside from the sound barrier miss. So now GFE is in a really awkward place because they have really bad race, but at the same time they have no choice because ooh. Yeah, that's their one option. Team 12 wasn't prepared to use their tools to disengage, I think because they were split up. Tyrael wasn't there to provide the speed, and Hanzo got caught out. But what I was saying before is that, like, GFE has no choice but to make plays like that because they can't race. They have worse racing heroes. And they can't defend because Hanzo has incredible racing poke on this map. Ooh, just barely whiffs the arrow. Here's a sound barrier. Yeah, see, and here we go. Like the Mosh has no recourse. That's another reason that Team 12 doesn't want to take these choke fights, because they have so much advantage at a distance, and they have so much to lose in those chokes. Ooh, ooh. Ooh, Lucio. Overextend. What is going on? This Blaze chase. This is amazing. Oh, what a boop. Yeah, that would have been a lot more impressive if it had happened pre-Immortal instead of fighting over the globes. Because they're still going to lose this keep wall here. Yeah, GFE is really actually playing super well here. Even though they got like thoroughly outdrafted. That's great to see, actually. If this arrow had hit, or if it had been saved for the Mosh, that would have been huge. I'd say that was like the missed opportunity of the entire Immortal phase, was that arrow. I'll tell you, I can't wait for this game to be over so I can go make myself another drink. It's amazing that they're still even on levels. Even if they unfortunately, they are not even on structures. They're at like 1.3 keeps left. And that's the Hanzo advantage. Gank equals no. I'm also glad that they took Bunker, because Sound Barrier fucks up, whatchamacallit, the other Blaze ult really badly. I don't like this positioning from Team 12. They've shown time and again that they have the stronger race. I'd like to see them position to the left of the Immortal over here. The enemy Immortal, and start just chunking it down with Malthael and Hanzo. Their zoning positioning is weird. They're like holding on that right side rock. ETC standing in great position to block that scatter arrow. But I gotta imagine there's more angles that he could achieve to start chunking that down. Oh yeah, and you can scout it out with his There we go, they get hot. Yeah, this is unwinnable at this point. They have to dive straight past it, together as 5, and get a big pick, like right now. But Kerrigan's not there yet. See? You get the poke with the Malthael E, get your mark on it, and keep getting multi-shots. Scatter arrows, rather. Watch this. Walk up, poke him with Lee. Malthael E? No, he's saving it. Oh, he's poking it from the fucking bruiser camp. And just shooting over. Boop. It's unwinnable for GFE. They have to have like some kind of hard engage. Like deep into enemy territory. It's really unfortunate because GFE is playing super well. Like, I can't stress that enough. They're even on levels. They're having like incredible engages, but they're just like severely outdrafted for the map. Great mosh. Huge play. But they're destroying in the team fight. But look at the map. They just lost a keep. There's a full health Immortal pushing their core. And there's one member of Team 12 up. That's how bad they're getting outplayed right now. And they're still winning. And that's how important draft can be. They couldn't core right now if they wanted to. Because that stagger spot's not great. But their core is at half health. They can't even win a core race now. And that's what makes Bunker so hard to use. What they were just talking about is that it's kind of like Aegis. Aegis isn't the best save ult for support because your post Aegis weakness is incredibly telegraphed. And if the enemy team has ultimates up still, sorry, heroics, you might just be delaying the inevitable. Yeah, they're ahead of level now. But what are they going to do like about the lane that they have to continuously push out now? Ooh, they can't afford this pick right now. They cannot afford this. If Fury dies right now, that's game. That was so close. They're on the edge of their life here. So, Team 12, all they need to do right now is aggress and get immortal damage whenever they see Kerrigan showing in lane. And whenever they don't, just defend and let bottom push out. Put pressure on them. Yeah, defend. Good. GFE's objective here is to get 20 and take this immortal. Ooh, big arrow. Big sanctification. They finally got the team fight they drafted for, where they have all of their AoE counters, like destroying the AoE damage abilities of GFE. That was GFE played their hearts out there. They were so close to turning that game around. If they had gotten 20 and taken that Immortal, they have a very strong chance of taking that game. But like that draft just made it so difficult for them. Oh, that's such a bummer. All right, I'll be back for the next one.